on behalf of the AIIM Florida Chapter, I want to say, welcome back out again. Okay? So great to be out here.
It's good seeing humanoids.
Exactly. And, you know, we really, we've been trying to do this for a long time. And as I introduce the board that's present here today, you'll understand that this is always on the agenda, right? When do we get back out? So Bill and I, we made contact, and it was probably about 6 months ago, and Bill goes, I'm ready to get back out. Well, let's see how things go, right? And we were cautious and discussed it heavily and so on and so forth. And this day has come, and we're very happy for it. So we're happy that you're here with us. And now this, you know, webinars can be informative. They're great, but it comes to a point where it's like, what? No, come on, you know? And then you start losing people, and they're multitasking, and then, you know, so you lose their involvement, but this is much better, so thanks for being with us here today. I first want to introduce, before I let Bill start and fully introduce the Epson team, Bob Larrabee. Bob is our, he is our advisor to the board. Bob is a longtime AIIM, and I say that Bob actually has been not only in the industry and is just top level, huge knowledge in the industry, has helped me so much. Bob preceded me way back in my first term. Bob was second president, the second president ever of the AIIM Florida Chapter, back then the Gulf Coast Chapter. Bob is a fellow in the company of fellows for AIIM, and we're always very indebted to Bob, and we always appreciate your knowledge and advice to us. So thank you for being with us.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks for getting this one.
Oh, hey, glad that we could. Bob is also involved with something called NIRMA, Nuclear
Information and Records Management Association.
So you heard of NIRMA, and it's really, I mean, Bob, we're having a very short conversation. We'll talk a little more later, but you know, it's really interesting where that whole sector is going. So looking forward to maybe having you and your team present here soon. Last but not least, Aaron Dempsey. We can't do this without you. Aaron is our Director of Marketing Communications and Events, and of course you can tell she's got some experience. Just hang around Aaron while she does this in her sleep, I think. So Aaron, thank you very much. And again, thank you. We'll be able to network a little bit more at lunch, but I want to thank the Epson team. And well, I'll start with Lee, because you're the speaker. So Lee Foster, I've known for a long time. I've known both of these gentlemen for a long time in this industry. And Lee, yours is Midwest?
Yep, I'm the Central, so Central rep through Texas all the way up through Ohio, Michigan, and all that.
All right, so business development manager.
Yep, medium for that, for all the reseller type partners and also end users. If you ever need any help with any scanners up in that region, I'm your guy.
Excellent, excellent. Glad that you're here and to help us.
Glad to be here.
Mr. Bill Gates, we go way back, okay? Bill has been a huge help, and he has huge and long time experience in this industry, okay? Not only does he share what's become a famous name, but he's famous in his knowledge. And Bill has covered for multiple companies that he's been with, and you know, most notably Epson, even in Latin America. So we're just kind of going down memory lane here earlier and remembering that the Infomagem, the AIIM show in Sao Paulo, we did that several times, and we were both there at the same time and so forth. So yeah, we've been all over the place, Bill.
We have,
yeah.
We have.
So
good,
a lot
good,
of
bad, or indifferent.
So a lot of people really think that Bill is like VP of Epson, because he is a VP in knowledge. But Bill does what he does so excellently. His channel, his dealers, resellers love him. No one ever says a bad thing about Mr. Bill Gates. And Bill, thank you very much. thank you for helping make this happen, and we're so happy to have you.
So thank you, Craig.
Carry
Wow.
away, Bill.
I don't know how I'm ever going to follow that introduction up here. Holy cow. Well, just to give you a little bit of the format here, where I'm going to be presenting some information to you. Feel free to stop me on the way, ask any questions, or we can do it at lunch. Or after lunch, I've got several of our products on display up here. You know, as we're kind of talking, you might think, well, okay, here's what I'm doing in my location or with my application. I wonder if Epson has the right fit there. So after lunch, just free form, y'all come in, spend a little time with us before you take off. We'd love to talk to you, see how we can help you. If we, you know, if not, you'll have my card. Love to talk to you again, okay? And I think to help you see everything, I'll probably sit down just so, even though I'm not very tall, it may help a little bit. So what I want first to do is I want to talk a little bit about Epson. A lot of people know Epson. Well, yeah, I think you're in the printers, or wait a minute, you're in projectors, oh, you're selling scanners. But I thought it'd be good if I just kind of gave you an overview of who we are and what's important to us. And then I'll dig right into the scanners, all right? But I thought that might be a good place to start. So we truly are a global company, about $10 billion in revenue, a vast 76,000 employees worldwide in about 88 locations. So we truly are all over the place. And we're one of the interesting little factoids that people, you know, when you're out and they're like, you know, they want to know more. How did Epson get started? Who are they? You know, what did they become? How did they do it? Well, we were founded out in Nagano, Japan in 1942, and when we unveiled the first compact, lightweight digital printer, it was called the EP101. And so it was so successful, we wanted to develop more sons of the EP101. There you go, Epson. So now you know how Epson got his name. So whenever you're sitting around, you know, with family and they're saying, hey, I got a useless little factoid to share with you, you know, there you go. So my little one for the day. So we are actually made up of 13 different business units. Some things people don't know. Obviously, we're well known for our printers in both the commercial side and the retail side, in both your standard desktop models and also in your large format. You know, for example, that as you can imagine, that whole printer business really was going crazy last year, especially with our all-in-ones, and then also people wanting to print posters or have graphics on the ground, stay 6 feet away, whatever it was, right? We couldn't sell enough of them. You know, it was pretty crazy times. We're obviously very well known for our projectors. We've been in that a long time, had a dominant leadership there. But you know, about every receipt printer you will, at any restaurant, any store you go to, will be an Epson. We own about 90% of that market. And then of course our scanners. We have quite a variety of them I'll be telling you about. And you know, as you could imagine, last year with a lot of people not being able to work in the manufacturing facilities and all that, our robotic business just went nuts. It was crazy. So we're very big into the robotics now as well. But that's something we've been doing a while, and it really kind of took another level last year. So one of the things that is a very, very important and true initiative with Epson is we will not get into a business that we can't be number one or number two in market share. We simply won't do it. If we tried it and we don't feel we got the technology, the channels, the market, we won't go in it. And so we're very blessed to be share number one market share, number two in these markets here, and a couple we're right on the cusp of it as well. So it's Epson has a true focused initiative to be the market leader and give you the best technology out there. And speaking of technology, you really can't be the leader in it if you aren't a leading innovator and one of the leading patent developers in the world. And so they kind of go hand to hand. And really the last thing that that is a part of Epson that I think you might be interested to know is the United Nations developed 17 Sustainable Development Goals. 14 of those Epson is very committed to. And really the end result is they all hope to make this world we live in a better place. That's really it. Okay? So let's talk a little bit about scanning and scanning technology and where we are. And what I'm going to do is I don't want to just give you a dump of everything. I want to feature some different products, some current kind of trends going on, what we're seeing, and a few examples of that and use cases. Though these are, you could probably apply it to what you're doing where you're at, okay? So really the bottom line is we provide technology to help you digitize the world, the documents. And we are very excited and very proud that our technology has received a number of awards. And this is ongoing, whether it's the Red Dot, which is a big award, or BLI, or even PC Editor's Choice. These are all, you know, big awards in our industry, and so we're very, very proud of those. You'll probably see it a lot if you're ever, you know, getting documentation from us. We're proud of a lot of those awards we've achieved with our technology. One of the things, what this is really trying to tell you as a message is that what you will find out if you never had an Epson scanner or used our technology is we're going to give you an equal to or better product at a better price. So we're going to give you more value and equal to or better performance every time, and I am very confident in saying that. So we want to give you the best technology, but we want you to save money as well, okay? Something you may or may not know is, well, you know, how does Epson kind of stack up to the other kind of leaders in this market? Well, we are #1. And I don't have 21 data yet because it's still getting finalized and approved, but you'll see a similar number. But if you kind of pan left to right, you're like, wow, you kind of moved up that ladder really quickly in a short amount of time. How the heck did you do that? It was a lot of things. It was, Epson is a very, very determined company, and part of that is, you know, one, you got to make great products. If you don't make great products, no one's going to buy it. They don't want it. You don't want it. You don't want to get a product that's going to fail on you. So that was table stakes. But it's getting exposure to you like this, sharing our story and who we are and what we have to offer. But then also, one of the things I'll tell you is we allow any of our customers or future customers to evaluate any of our technology 30 days, 45 days, whatever, and test it out. You know, so we want you to run it through the paces. We want to see if it really can meet your needs. So that is an open invitation, open offer you will have from me and from Lee. All right? So our products really fit into, I'll call it 6 categories. Desktop probably being the most popular one. Networking as well, which we've seen some growth in, which has been interesting. Workgroup has been very popular. An area, as you might imagine, last year we saw a lot of growth in that compact, portable, mobile kind of space for a lot of obvious reasons. And the flatbeds, although it's not a large part of the market, it's an important one. If you need it, you need it, okay? And photo, we are the industry-leading scanner photo manufacturer in the world, and we have been for many years. So believe it or not, that business is still roaring along, big time. Matter of fact, we have a hard time keeping them in stock. It's moving so well. So very important area for us. So a little further breakdown, and I hopefully this isn't too much of an eye chart, but I'll break it down a little bit more detail, and I'm going to feature certain products for you. But as I mentioned, the desktop is a really important category. So is the work group, but you know, we're seeing a lot of growth in that mobile compact market as well, okay? And by the way, feel free to stop me along the way at any point in time if you have any questions. All our scanners come with the standard ISIS and Twain drivers, latest specifications, that are required out there. Also, they all come with a 3-year next day advance exchange warranty in the box. So what that means is if you get one of our devices and you should have a problem, we will overnight you another one. We will ask you to throw the old one in the box. It'll include a FedEx return label and ship it back. So if you should have that unfortunate situation, we want to make it as painless as possible. As I mentioned, all our scanners come with the ISIS and TWA latest standards in drivers, and this is just an example. One of the critical important things is, you know, a scanner is a scanner, and it's only as smart as the software driving it. But also, if it can't communicate and talk with the software, you got a bigger problem, all right? So we pride ourselves and have a dedicated focus working with all our software partners to make sure our devices are integrated, they work well, and if there's something we need to do to customize a driver form, we will do that. We have a facility out of San Jose that's all they do. So, and we usually turn those around in less than a week, so they can react very quickly when we need to do that. But fortunately, it's not very often. We also have a lot of customers in a whole lot of different markets, and this is just an example. Whether it's, you know, retail, healthcare, state and local and education, enterprise, small, medium, and large. We are all over the place. So this is just kind of an example, splashing up some logos of different customers we have in the market. So I'll talk a little more about mobile and compact with you. We really have 3 key devices in that area. It's been interesting to see the explosion with that. Just allowing people for a number of reasons to be more virtual, be more flexible, and be more mobile, okay? And our DS70, this is a very simple single sheet, I'll call it a candy bar scanner, but very effective. And we actually have one large retailer that has in-store clinics. Well, the reason they like that device is they have very little desk space. And they basically want to scan that client's documentation or a script or whatever, and scan their insurance card, their ID card, then move it out of the way, tuck it back under the shelf. Perfect for that. Plus it's USB powered, so you don't have any power cords or anything running around. Very simple. Likewise, we have another one called the AIIM. It's basically the same device, but wireless and a little faster. You know, it's great for scanning, or if someone messes with you, you can also defend yourself too. Well, very well made. You didn't record that, did you?
Yes, I did.
This is another association who helps senior citizens with their taxes. And so they love this device, and they bought a lot of them for their accountants to go out and meet with the senior citizens to do their taxes. And it made it real easy, real quick. They had a laptop, the AIIM powered up, and it's rechargeable, so they didn't have to worry about power. So there's another interesting way, but you could think about how, you know, there might be reasons that you need one. Matter of fact, I'm working with a county here in Florida right now that they have about 100 field inspectors, and they're looking at that AIIM and doing some field testing with it right now. The 320, this is a surprisingly very powerful device, and we sell a lot of them, and to a lot of critical applications. And what's really cool is it's surprisingly powerful that it can hold 20 sheets in the feeder, but it can scan 25 pages per minute. So a lot of documents, and it scans it in duplex mode with all the features, deskew, auto crop, everything going, all right? And it could be either powered AC or be via USB. And there's a little slot right on the front. So we see these, they're very popular in applications where they need to scan a hard card or an ID, or they just simply need that small form factor. Matter of fact, patiently, because one of Lee's partners, and part of their EHR, their employee health records, is they want to have the flexibility, their customers want to have flexibility where they have someone come in, for admissions into that hospital or large clinic or whatever, and let's say they got to be moved right to a move, or they're in an AHR, they're in a emergency room, or they had to go right to their own room, they can do inpatient room admissions and right at the room, or they could do it where they're at their bedside. So card scanning, so it gives them that flexibility to do that as well. So these fit in a lot of variety of applications. Matter of fact, I'm working with a trucking company right now that they have waybills, they have trucking slips, they have information, and they sometimes have to rely on wherever it's going and hoping they get it scanned. Well, sometimes that isn't good enough for the mothership, I'll call it, headquarters. They want them scanned in once it's been confirmed and the shipment's been delivered. Okay, so they're evaluating these right now. So it gets a lot of different areas.
Yeah, as a point of interest, the reason that they're after that is the minute they get that signed delivery receipt, they can bill.
Perfect. Perfect example.
It's all cash.
Absolutely, it's all cash. You're right. Perfect example, Bob.
In the cab.
Yep. In CAD. You're right.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about our desktop. So we really have three products in the desktop market that we really play in that are very popular. And the 410 is more of an entry level, low end, small form factor, 26 page per minute. Has all the great features included in it. But so if they really need a small form factor, it's great for that. But I'd really like to talk a little more about the DS530, which I have one up here as well. This is our #1 seller in the market. It's one of the top sellers in the market today. And the simple reason is it's extremely powerful at 35 pages per minute, 44,000 sheets a day, with all the features you could ever imagine, and it's $349. And it can virtually scan about anything. And it's become a very, very popular product for us. So it has, whether you have not a lot of documents today or you're planning for growth, it can cover a lot of that. But very popular, great product. Certainly we have one up here I can show you as well. Pioneer RX, which is actually one of my partners, is selling these as a part of their workflow into their small and medium pharmacies. And it's part of the whole workflow process. They get a script in, they got to validate it, they got to scan it in their system, and they got to fill it, okay? They loved it because of the small form factor, clamshell, close it up. When I'm not using it, doesn't take hardly any space up, all right? So we're always trying to be conscious of your desk space because we know it's getting smaller and smaller. And the 770 is really similar product, it's just faster. So if you need a little more horsepower, we got that too. As you can see, we have a lot of products, okay? Well over 20 of them, all right? And these have been very popular, whether it's healthcare, state and local, finance, you name it, we see it. And small, medium businesses, they can do virtually about everything, very flexible too, at a great price point. All good so far? Mm-hmm. All right. Thanks for staying with me here. So a little bit more on our work group, our higher end products, okay? And I'm really gonna spotlight a couple new products that we just introduced recently because they might have an interest to you, okay? And they're called the 30,000 and 32,000. And I have one of them over there. These are actually your typical A3 scanners, your 12x17 scanner. And if you've ever seen, most of those are really big and they take up a lot of space. As you can see that one on the end, that very little space. It's the smallest, lightest weight A3 scanner, 12x17 scanner in the market today. Very fast, it's 70 pages per minute, so it can do a lot of production. And by the way, all our scanners scan, when I say I quote a speed, that's at 300 DPI, which is what any software OCR application is going to require. So they all run at rated speed, all right? So I'm not going to try to mislead you and say, well, if you lower it down to 150, it'll do that. No, it'll do that at 300. And that's with all the bells and whistles turned on, auto color, auto deskew, everything, all right? So the 30,000 offers you a vertical, just production scanning, about 8,000 pages or 30,000 pages a day. But then the 32,000, which I don't have one because I have two of them and both of them are on loan to customers right now, testing it. I really wanted to bring it. It looks just like that, except it has a unique feature about it. It can actually lay totally horizontal so that the whole frame rotates, and I call it a rotary flatbed. So, you know, a lot of reasons we need a flatbed, whether, you know, we're scanning old or fragile type of documents or maybe longer documents or whatever, or sealed FedEx envelopes. You know, when they come in, you've got to record them before you ever open them. Well, this can scan a sealed FedEx envelope of 5 mils thick or less. All right. It can also scan in slow mode older or more fragile documents, or it can scan passports. But it can also scan long documents, like this trifold. It can easily do that. It can scan up to 220 inches in length. So it has a lot of unique features and flexibility. Oh, and by the way, in vertical mode like that, it can scan 90 pages per minute or 40,000 sheets a day. So, I mean, if you need something pumping the volume, it can do it, and it's built for it. The nice thing, the only consumable any of our products have is the roller assembly, the feeder roller, the take-up roller. They're about $40 or something like that, and they'll last over 200,000 scans. So they're a little more durable with that one, so it'll do more than that. I think it'll do 500,000. But that's the only consumable there is. Otherwise, you know, all you gotta do is normal maintain, keep it, keep the paper clips out and the staples out. That's all I ask. So one of the last segments I want to talk to you about is our network scanning market. You know, like Bob and others, I've been in this game a long time, and when these first started coming out, I was told they're going to take over the world. Well, 10 years ago, they're still saying they're going to take over the world, and I think as recent as 2 or 3 years ago, I heard someone tell me that, yeah, they're going to take over the world. Well, they haven't taken over the world, and they probably never will. But one interesting thing, though, we have seen that segment grow. And there are reasons where a network scanner has a good fit. And it just depends on the situation, the office environment, and what you're trying to do. But we want to make sure we offer great solutions at a great price point as well. Now, there's 3 products I wanted to talk to you about. First is the 575. Basically, I told you about the 530. This is just the 535's or 530's big brother, the 575W. It's just a wireless version of it. Same speeds and feeds, just a wireless version. That's all it is. So if you need something that is wirelessly, there you go. You got the product.
I had no idea there was wireless scanners.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that way there you can push it to iOS and
It could be you know, an iOS like a tablet or a phone, or even your laptop.
Chromebook.
I see.
right.
I get it.
And I think that if you're real smart and technical, there's a way to configure routers and so forth and do more than that. with
Yeah.
it, but
Oh, I see.
So this is a product we just recently introduced a while back called the 730, and it's more of an entry-level network scanner. So it could either be hooked via USB or going to hang on your network. What's kind of cool about this product is it has 12 preset buttons, so you could preset 12 different jobs on it where it needs to need no PC intervention of any kind once you get them set up. And the first 3 buttons on it can just be, you know, they hit that button and it knows what job and what to do. And then it's got the other 9 on the menu. But you can either scan to email, a specific email, or you can scan to a specific destination, okay? So when they need that type of technology or that type of application, it's a great product at a great price point. And at 40 pages per minute. Its big brother is called the 780N. A little faster, it's got a little more advanced features. For example, it has a server version for the application as well. But also it has security features to it as well. Could either be by person, you know, you designate, you know, let's say Craig over there, there's 3 jobs he's allowed to do, but Lee over here is a bit of a security risk, so we're only gonna let him do 1 job. Okay. I mean, you can tell it's a little concerning there. And so you know, it could be a user ID, a password. It could actually be an external badge. You know, they have a company badge. A lot of them will configure with an external device to do that. So just offers a little more features when they need that networking type device. We do have a number of different case studies out there, so if you're saying, wow, you know, I'd like to hear about Epson, what they're doing in my world or whatever, we probably have a case study for it. So you let me know if you want, you're looking for something like that. I could certainly, I'm sure could dig one up for you. And that is it. Hopefully that wasn't too painful.
That's excellent, thank you.
So, thank you. So, we'll break for lunch, right, Aaron?